Are you an emerging business leader? How would you like a full-ride MBA scholarship? It's possible. The Ivy College of Business is offering a full scholarship for one standout student in the online MBA. This first Emerging Leader MBA Scholarship will be awarded to one qualified candidate who is ready to start classes in the fall of 2026. Apply by May 15th. The link is copied below. Reach your full potential with the Iowa State MBA.
The Business Record News Headlines is brought to you by the Ivy College of Business at Iowa State University, where world-class faculty, staff, programs, and facilities come together to deliver business education for a rapidly changing world. At Ivy, students gain more than a degree, they gain real-world experience and the confidence to lead in any industry. Welcome to the Business Record Iowa News Headlines podcast presented by the Ivy College of Business at Iowa State University and supported by Mediacom Business. This is your essential weekly briefing on local news from across the state. I'm Business Record President Chris Conetzkey here with our co-host, editor Sarah Diehn. We're starting with our Business Record Roundup, reviewing the top 3 stories reported by the Business Record Newsroom that you might have missed over the past week. Sarah, go ahead and take it away.
Thanks, Chris. Pellet manufacturer Vermeer is expanding to Bondurant with plans to build a 300,000 square foot production facility that creates 182 jobs. Vermeer received over $5 million in incentives last week under IEDA's new Business Incentives for Growth, or BIG, program, which was approved by the legislature last year. The facility will be located on the Timmins certified site, adjacent to Interstate 80, opening up the area for future industrial development, according to Bondurant city officials. When the project is complete, Vermeer will be the third largest private employer in the city, behind the Amazon distribution and Amazon sortation businesses.
Whirlpool Corporation will lay off 341 more workers from its Amana plant in March, with additional layoffs expected in the second quarter. The announcement follows another round of layoffs last summer, affecting 250 workers. A company spokesman said the reductions are part of a long-term strategy to modernize the plant, which manufactures refrigerators. The company plans to phase out older production to upgrade the types of products produced and incorporate warehousing, parts productions, and sub-assembly work. Demand for new appliances is largely flat, driven by sluggish existing home sales, which have remained at 30-year lows since 2023.
A new mural in Grimes will kick off the city's efforts to improve and redevelop its downtown area. It's one of the recommendations from the assessment of Grimes downtown released by IEDA's Downtown Resource Center late last year. The report identified everything from defining an identity for the downtown to strategies for redevelopment and collaboration with stakeholders. Katie Lord, the city's economic development director, said the city will start with short-term projects such as improvements to Main Street, while it plans for longer-term initiatives, including a parking study. This spring, local artist Courtney Garcia will paint the mural on the side of a local real estate office on Main Street. You can read all these stories in full and more news at businessrecord.com.
Next up is our statewide headlines with the news you need to know from across Iowa. We bring you the news each week with the help of our sponsors. So before we get to the news, let's hear from our sponsor, Mediacom Business.
Does your business internet just start glitching for no reason? Then you need to make the switch to Mediacom Business for fast, reliable business internet, made to keep your business connected and protected. Don't glitch, make the switch to Mediacom Business.
Here are this week's statewide headlines with the news you need to know from across Iowa. Up first, the Cedar Rapids Gazette reports that the University of Iowa Healthcare and its medical college is seeking Board of Regents approval for more than $32 million in upgrades, with about a third of the funding going toward moving the radiology and imaging department to its downtown campus. If approved, the work would add to the other recent renovations and improvements at the downtown campus, including reopening a 26-bed inpatient unit last year and expanding parking. Construction on the radiology space would begin this spring.
The Corridor Business Journal reports a data center zoning ordinance was approved unanimously by the Lynn County Board of Supervisors last week, establishing rules for data centers in the county's unincorporated areas. County officials said the ordinance proactively creates criteria to evaluate proposals, as it's received several inquiries from data center developers, and Google is considering a data center site near the Duane Arnold Energy Center near Palo. The new ordinance will not affect 2 ongoing data center developments in southwest Cedar Rapids being built by Google and QTS.
First Mid Bank shares will acquire Two Rivers Financial Group, the parent company of Two Rivers Bank and Trust, which is headquartered in Burlington. The $94.1 million all-stock transaction expands First Mid's footprint into central and southeastern Iowa. First Mid's subsidiary financial services companies have locations throughout Illinois, Missouri, Texas, Indiana, and Wisconsin. The transaction is expected to close in the first quarter.
Iowa Capital Dispatch reports the Iowa DNR last week released a draft version of its 2026 biennial report, which listed more than 700 segments of rivers, lakes, or wetlands in the state as impaired. The impaired list looks at retroactive data and determines if a water segment meets criteria for uses like fishing, recreation, or drinking water. Impaired segments undergo a restoration process under the Federal Clean Water Act. This year's report does not include 7 segments that the EPA attempted to add in 2024 for nitrate impairment, but those were challenged by the DNR.
The Des Moines Register reports that Polk County's $302 million budget for fiscal year 2027 will include a 1% reduction across all departments. Under the cap on property tax revenue growth, the county's taxable valuation grew by about 4% versus 7% growth without the cap. The decrease translates to nearly $4 million. County Administrator Frank Marasco said at a public meeting last week that a 1% reduction would happen annually moving forward as department leaders sought cuts that did not affect direct services. The budget is due to the state April 30th. The Ivy College of Business at Iowa State University is proud to introduce the Emerging Leader MBA Scholarship, a full ride opportunity designed to develop Iowa's next generation of business leaders. Full ride, full potential. Learn more and apply online at the link in the show description. That's our show for today. Before we go, we have a few things for you to take with you throughout the rest of your week. One thing coming up, if you know an individual or an organization that's leading innovation in Iowa, please nominate them for our Innovation Leader Award before this Friday on February 27th. You can find more information at innovationia.com. And lastly, one thing to know, the U.S. Olympic athletes won a total of 33 medals at the 2026 Winter Games, coming in second behind Norway. And the Paralympic Winter Games are set to begin on March 6th. Thanks for joining us today, and thanks to our sponsors, the Ivy College of Business at Iowa State University and MediaCom Business. Each week, you can count on us for a dose of balanced news with the context you need. If you enjoyed today's show, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you back here next Wednesday.